Today we're going to be choosing a covenant for our hunters. I'm going to obviously share my personal opinion on what is the best covenant for the hunters, and just a spoiler alert, and to save you the time, choice is very subjective, just as when we're choosing the best leveling spec for demon hunter or warlock. Similar logic here. Covenants offer us something unique. Each covenant has something unique about it. It's not just about the damaging ability, it's about more than that. Very happy to share my logic with you, however, my friends, and hopefully you'll find it entertaining and Christmassy. Let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Gyro. I don't know why I said Christmassy, as it goes closer to New Year's right now. Happy New Year! Happy holidays to all of you, my dear supporters, my new subscribers. You're most welcome here, and I hope you forgive these few seconds of this introduction, because I want to express how grateful I am to all of you for being with me this year, laying foundation for this wonderful channel, for this wonderful hobby for me, and hopefully for you too. Alright, choosing the covenant for our hunters. As you know, people who have been here for a while, they know that I mostly play Beast Mastery. My choices will be driven by my playstyle. And again, TLDR, I think your choice will be driven by your playstyle. And you will take into account what is the covenant armor looking like, what is their mount looking like, what is there if you're a little bit more taking it a bit more seriously. I'm not saying you are RPing, but maybe taking the whole story and everything else a little more seriously than some people do. The story, the feel, what they stand for, the covenant might matter to you. To me, it matters less, a lot less. And so on and so forth. So today we're going to be judging all covenants available on 4 key criteria. Yes, I'm going to try to make it a bit systematic, even though it's loosely scripted. So we're going to be checking how suitable the abilities are for my playstyle, and you will be doing it for yourself. We will be quickly kind of assessing the look of their armor, even though that's not my primary concern, but I want to look the way I want to look, yeah, long term, if I'm investing into a character. We will be maybe very briefly touching on the general feel of the Covenant and the Zone and what this whole faction, I suppose, of Shadowlands stands for. And we will be maybe having a little nod towards extra added benefits, such as perhaps gained mobility or maybe gained extra help. We'll talk about this. We will start with Night Fae, little overview. The look of their armor, in my humble opinion, and it's a world of tastes, looks the worst. It's the worst look of all Covenant armor that is there available to us in Shadowlands. It looks like a tree hobo. Shoulders make it look a tiny bit better when they don't bug out in preview and when you can actually see them. But overall, not a fan at all. Wild Spirits, the main damaging ability, which is like very substantial key element of your decision-making process, is a powerful AoE for 15 seconds on 2 minutes cooldown. It is too long of a cooldown for me to enjoy personally, to enjoy it properly. It also shines, yes, it does damage in single target, but it shines in AoE. So that limits also the uses of it. Soul Shape is a great extra added mobility that the Covenant and its ability will give you. You can remain in Soul Shape indefinitely while you are running around Oribos if you can't be bothered mounting. Some classes would be absolutely desperate for it, such as Death Knights, for example, who are really slow. I can't believe that they haven't given the class anything for Shadowlands and it has to rely on something like this. So it would be welcome for Hunter, the Soul Shape, but I do not think that it's a do or die type of choice. Sanctum feature, Queen's Conservatory, we are not discussing here in detail, but you do grow stuff there and get crafting materials, so it's good for crafters, but it's not exciting in my opinion. If you're interested, please let me know in the comments down below, as you do, and I will review the feature just as I did for Path of Ascension of Kyrians. Speaking of Kyrians, let's talk about them. Kyrians, the look is okay, it's okay, as long as you don't mind being shiny and resemble an owl. Abilities, Resonating Arrow, again, is an AoE for 10 seconds, which is not super long. on a 1-minute cooldown, which is kind of, well, medium duration, I suppose, of a cooldown, acceptable. I'd say it would be acceptable, but on a long, kind of, on a longish, by my standards, it's slightly longer than I'd like it to be. It provides the line of sight benefit, so possibly this is one choice that PvPers would be looking very seriously at, because targets often try to avoid line of sight, so that might be a better choice for you guys and girls. 30% increased critical strike chance is great, absolutely great, no questions asked. Otherwise, it's a bit meh, in my personal opinion. Summon Steward, well, it's free healing potions every 5 minutes. Its ability to change talents, he gives you an ability to change talents on a long cooldown in the wild. Out there, useful, I suppose, not bad. Yeah, I would almost say maybe a little underrated, because I haven't heard many people speak highly of stewards. And Sanctum feature, we already reviewed it, it's Path of Ascension. Please watch my video if you haven't watched it, and if you'd like to hear my very honest, very unapologetic thoughts on it. Necrolords, well, it's the second best looking armor set, I think, subjectively. It's obviously a matter of taste. Death Chakram, the attacking ability, is a direct damage single or small group AoE. I like direct damage, I can tell you straight away. It's a lowish cooldown of 45 seconds, and it's a fairly straightforward use. So for me, it definitely is one of the very serious contenders right there. Fleshcraft offers a decent extra way to protect yourself on 2-minute cooldown. But problem is that I constantly find myself forgetting to use it. I forget to use it all the time. So to me, it honestly is semi-useless. And Sanctum feature, Abomination Factory, appears to be almost the most useful for a solo adventurer. Appears to be, because I have not yet tested it properly. I have just unlocked it on my Paladin, but I have not yet invested any extra time into actually crafting a body and having that bodyguard running around with me. But I do look forward to it, and I will definitely be reviewing that for you, my friends. Now, Venthyr. It's the best looking armor, hands down. It's the best looking mount, hands down. And it's the best looking story and zone, hands down as well. That's why I was spending so much time telling you how subjective this opinion is. Flayed Short ability has short cooldown, direct damage, which puts it right at the top of my list, kind of as far as choices that I would make. You might not. And why wouldn't you? Because it's not an AoE. It is a shame. Even to me, it's a shame that it has no AoE component to it. But it's a good single target component. Bleeds and 10% chance to cause the next kill shot to be free and usable instantly. Door of Shadows is the best probably known. We've been harping on about it on all channels. A lot of creators were talking about this. It's an amazing long range free directional teleport on a 1-minute cooldown. It's like freaking amazing, okay? It doesn't increase mobility of a character per se, but it has obviously numerous highly purposeful uses. And Sanctum feature is Ember Court. It's where vampires throw their parties. I have not tested it yet, just like I haven't tested Abomination Factory properly. I am yet to test it, but I think, kind of speculatively, I think it will end up being quite boring for me, because I am not into high society aristocratic RP minigames. But I will take a look at it, and unless I hate it, I will review it for you separately. Or maybe I will review it if I hate it so much that I need to talk about it. You know how I talk about both good and bad. So Venthyr Flayed Short does not look on recount damage meter like a massive contribution to the damage, only 4 to 6%, but I realized that it needs to be a much longer test to properly see it in action. Necrolords Death Chakram does a lot more damage, between 15 and 25%, even in these very, very skewed, tiny kind of squished test conditions. So I am actually, it's great ability. It's a great ability. And Wild Spirits of Night Fae can add a massive amount of DPS burst in AoE situations. I've seen it myself in dungeons many times. It is great. It appears to be doing okay in single target tests here as well, but problem is it's 2-minute cooldown. It's 2-minute cooldown. it's, yeah, I would like to use ability regularly for me to feel like I'm, you know, making use of it. In this case, I cannot. So cooldown really kind of pushes me away from it. And Resonating Arrow of Kyrians appears to be not reflecting here in this test very accurately. Shows kind of small contribution of damage, but I've seen hunters use it in dungeons, and it appears to be doing a lot better than this kind of skewed representation done here. So please take it with a grain of salt. So let's summarize and let's make my pick. I am over Night Fae. They are too cutesy, too fluffy for me, and I've just been hanging out with them on my Warlock, who was desperate for some extra mobility, so for my Warlock, Soul Shape was really a godsend. Plus, Wild Spirit's cooldown, as I've spoken enough about, is too long for my liking and practically unusable in single target fights. I am very over Necrolords, and I'm very sad about it. Because Abomination Factory is my last hope that at least one of the Sanctum features will be good and resonate well with me in Shadowlands, would be worth my while. And Death Chakram, as I already said many times, is my favorite ability from the set of abilities. If I could just go with a different covenant that I'm not so sick of and pick this ability, I'd be a happy camper. Absolutely would be happy. Let me know how you feel about this, by the way. Would you love to be able to pick a covenant separately from the ability? I bet you would. So I'm just sick of gray and green and bone spikes everywhere. And I'm also kind of over the Righteous Kyrians. First of all, I already have my Demon Hunter hanging out with them. Secondly, I'm not super convinced or even impressed by the Resonating Arrow, or Steward for that matter. They're usable, yeah, okay, but not good enough for me to pick them. And their Sanctum feature is very meh. Watch my video, I speak more in detail and tell you why. So I'm choosing Venthyr because, unsurprisingly, they are the coolest in many ways. Try and convince me otherwise, I dare you, in a friendly way. Their ability works for my smaller group and single target melt damage playstyle of a BM Hunter. I don't want to do mega AoE, I want to focus my forces. And Door of Shadows is just OP, flat out, it's just a fantastic ability. And the jury is still out on their Sanctum feature, and I'm just curious to try it, which obviously contributes to my choice, but might be irrelevant to yours or completely different. And this is it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this, I hope this revealed my train of thought, the way I pick my Covenant for Hunter in this particular case, and I hope maybe it will nudge you in a certain direction and help you look at things in an alternative way perhaps, and help you make that choice. Let me know if it did. If I was able to help you out, you help me out and this growing club out by subscribing and by liking the video. YouTube loves this kind of stuff, and it shows the video to more people if you do that. So that is very much appreciated. Your vote always counts. That's what I keep saying to my friends here. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know what you're doing for holidays. Let me know what Covenant you've picked for your Hunter, and I will see you on the other side in the new year. More videos are coming to you every 2 days. This club is going very strong into the new year, and I hope and I pray that 2021 is much better for all of us, for me and for you, my friends. Speak to you soon. Have great, very safe holidays. Wear a mask. See you later. Bye.